Oh my.
Time to choose again. Well, I guess it must be more stories, the Path of Destinies. Hello, greetings and salutations, we're the Landstars.
Game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced, or so a scholar in the mountains had told him. Surely
Okay, so there are numerous paths we could take here.
Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Iblis
What
stone was
what
hidden.
sort of thing?
It was a dangerous.
What sort of
artifact.
thing would you like?
It could corrupt its user into a bloodthirsty monster. Maybe he could find a way to use it. To take its power without surrendering to its wickedness. And also, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Of course, Renato had a pretty strong suspicion that Lapino had betrayed the rebellion. But could Renato really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
That's a good question. Alrighty. So now the question is, which path do we wish to take?
Do we want one of the funnier endings?
I'd say we should. We've had some serious ones.
Okay. So stay with me here. Stay with me.
Okay.
I promise this is funny.
Okay.
Go for the gem. Bottom option.
Okay.
The island was windswept desert. No one went there except ostriches.
I know we're going for the Eclipso murder gem, but just stay with me. Stay with me.
Okay.
Promises in his ear.
I vividly remember this ending.
But this time, Renato was sure he could master it. And so, Renato went.
So did several people who thought they could be Eclipso in DC Comics. I can absolutely control the gem that's powered by a forsaken demon or whatever the hell Eclipso is.
Yeah. Or you know how many people thought they could control the One Ring.
A ruby that drank blood. A jewel only a righteous man could give away.
I actually have an idea for a storyline like that. It's actually like partially inspired by Majora's Mask as well, but you know, same idea. Like evil mind controlling artifact, and like the heroes wind up being the ones to find it, and but they're like holding on to it to keep other people from getting it. But then like the rumors about it are like
He could try out
anyone who finds it, oh, right, this.
Yeah.
There is no rare loot. That gem is worthless, but this is fine.
But it looks nice.
Yep, it looks nice. But, whatever the evil plot MacGuffin is, it absolutely everyone who's tried to control it has gone mad. So like, my idea for this story would be, like, at some point, shit just starts going wrong for the heroes. Like, some big evil thing comes out. So finally, one of the heroes picks up the evil artifact of doom and starts fighting whatever the big bad problem is and wins. And the heroes are like, "Wow, I can't believe you controlled it." No, I had no intention of controlling it. Have fun stopping me now. Sorry.
I think this is yours, said Renato. The Ravens were already here. Cawing in frustration, they were still searching for a way in. Good. And he hadn't come too late.
I think there are some doors we haven't been in yet.
Yeah, I think
we'll
so.
We'll find out.
Considering we have all of the swords now.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What should we up this time? Oh, we got 2 options this time. Okay, good to know. Let's see. Well, let's get some more health, actually.
Cool. Wish I could do that.
There we go. Now we're at 200.
It's like 200 spoons, and all you need is a knife. God damn it, Alanis Morissette.
Whoop. Get over here!
Get over here! I was more a Sub-Zero kid than a Scorpion kid.
I was, never played a Mortal Kombat in my life, kid.
Once, we found a Superman.
I mean, I have Mortal Kombat 3 for the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 for the Genesis, although, I may not have that for long, depending on things. I do also have Mortal Kombat Gold for the Dreamcast. That is not the best Mortal Kombat game, but it's still enjoyable.
Like, the big fighting game I really played was the Dragon Ball Z Budokai games.
Really? That's the big one.
Yeah, I mean, we do have Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but my brother plays that more than I do.
I've played 2, I've never played 3. I know Phoenix Wright is in 3, which amuses me.
Yeah, so's Amaterasu from Okami.
Oh.
Yeah. Also, a lot of Resident Evil characters.
In 2, the only Resident Evil character was Jill Valentine, as I recall.
Yeah, I think in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Wesker and Chris Redfield are in it. I think Sheva is well because I think Resident Evil 5 came out around a similar time frame.
Okay.
Wait, what? How was he outside? Hadn't you taken an elevator into the depths of the earth?
Elevators appear in the weirdest places.
Yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was the game that made me get the Street Fighter Alpha collection later. Of course, I no longer have that, but I have Street Fighter Alpha 3, so Mortal Kombat has, like, the gore and kind of, like, the pizzazz, and it also... I feel like the myth arc is very interesting. Street Fighter plays better to me.
I think I played Street Fighter, at least one of them, at my neighbor's house. Ironically, the same neighbor that I got the bed we got the bed from.
I would bet almost anything that it was one of the 8,000 versions of Street Fighter 2. I remember playing that with my cousin and also with Tyler Williams of The Head and the Heart. And like I remember when they got to the Vegas stage, I was like, "Oh, this guy's so cool."
Huh.
And that was before Surratt lent his voice to that character.
Yeah.
Once you try it, you're hooked.
I get it.
Ha ha, dad jokes. Ooh, gem.
Yeah, the one that's useless.
There had to be
Well,
some way
so
to
there
use
was
it.
going to be a loot drop system in this game.
People are so much cleverer now. And Renato was pretty sure he was cleverer than most people.
He is a fox, after all.
Of the main 3 characters, like, there's sort of a fighter mage thief dynamic. Renardo's definitely the fighter. Lapino's the thief. And Zenobia is, by process of elimination, the mage.
I mean, yes, she does have the magic.
Yep.
And not just the fact that she stole the fox's heart. Due to their connection at Sword Fu.
Sword Fu.
Ooh, shield breaker.
Oh, that's really useful.
I know. I gotta get to a,
Bench again.
Yep. Luckily, there's one, I think, like, right over here. Never mind. I'll find one eventually.
Yep. It's funny, so there's an LP series we're planning on doing with Serata eventually. Do you personally care if I spoil what it is?
I have a feeling that that one will probably be out before this one is, so...
I mean, we haven't even started recording the series yet.
True. You could say... where it's from, I guess?
Okay, so there's this series of games we're going to talk about that we're going to be doing, and in one of the later games, there's a point where the game effectively gives you a shield breaker item, which is kind of the game's way of hinting that, like, boy, you should probably use this. And that was actually the one game in that franchise I actually played, and I never once used that thing for the boss fight where you would need it. 'Cause I was a dumb kid, apparently. I was bad at that game. The reason Sarat's headlining that one is because it's the sort of game I'm pretty sure he'd be better at than me.
Reloaded these things anyway. You never figured that part out.
Yeah, he's got a point.
Yeah?
You think they just have somebody on duty who just goes around resetting traps? It's like, oh, we got ourselves another one. Let me go fix that so next jackass doesn't get it.
Of the purest blackness.
There's a novel series where that's simultaneously a joke and a recurring plot point.
Yes. He picked it up. Who said that?
God, I love cursed soul-eating rocks and MacGuffins. They're so awesome.
Just,
Thirsty.
you say that and then Okasan's gonna get one.
Okasan is one.
That seemed tempting and terribly wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's greatest general and a potent witch. But they had been close once, and he had a sneaking suspicion the gem would try to control him. Why not capture the core of Skyripper instead? It was the eye of a lost god torn out by the transcendent Emperor to power his greatest weapon.
You know what's better than one shiny rock?
Said the stone.
2 shiny rocks?
2 shiny rocks!
But even though Renato knew how evil the gem was, he had a clever plan for dealing with it.
Oh, that's new.
But clearly we gotta go for the gold.
Yep.
The
Or in this
stone
case, the
bothered him.
D20.
He hated being told what to do. Wasn't that why he joined the rebellion? Wasn't that why he'd refused to be a soldier? He'd agreed to come on board only if he could freelance. The stone felt a bit clingy. And
I need my personal space!
It did not have his best interests at heart. The sage Calavera.
I do love how those
where to
little
find the sky
bits of knowledge
a weapon
pop
capable of challenging
up.
the gods. Even without its armature, the core would still possess great power. He would go there.
Time to go speak to Frog
The moment
Fuchsius.
he landed the Farfarer, Renato had a rare feeling of regret. He's not too late.
Am I wrong?
He thought. He could turn around and sail for Zenobia's island. He
Ice
frowned.
door.
Wait a minute. He didn't want to kill Zenobia, did he? Sure, technically she was the enemy, but they'd been at Sword Fruit School together. They'd never been lovers, but somehow they'd been closer. She'd told him every secret about herself. Except the biggest one. That she was the Emperor's daughter. No. Kill Zenobia, whispered the stone. Before it's too late.
Boy, it really wants us to kill Zenobia specifically.
Yeah, we saw how well that went last time. Let's see, anybody upgradable? Not yet. Did we read you yet?
I don't believe we have.
Nope. Dear Zenobia, the director of the Academy has told me how much he was impressed by your academic performance and leadership. Somehow I doubt this was a session to bootlicking. I have seen plenty of those. That old toad is sincere. Possibly a horny toad, but we're not quite sure. I am proud of you, my daughter. You will make a fine empress one day. On my end, great news! Professor Calaveras has been studying the Nexus and he has made a bold observation. That toad is a true genius. You know how that island is unique, constantly changing, new crystalline formations appearing, island fragments merging, splitting, slowly drifting, held together by some invisible threads. Professor Calaveras is convinced those changes are not random, but rather indicative of the living nature of the islands. He has observed that certain changes on the Nexus follow or sometimes precede a turbulence on another island. Landslide, quake, flood, thundersleet. The Nexus seems to resonate with those events.
Quakenados.
Maybe the islands are a hive mind, and the Nexus is the brain? In any case, I'm funding a permanent scientific observatory on the Nexus. It will attract the Empire's greatest minds, with Professor Calaveras at the helm. I anticipate a great age of enlightenment for the Empire, or at the very least, a lot of natural disasters. With love, Father.
So Emperor Isengrim, which I recently learned was actually a reference to the Reynard the Fox stories, but that's a whole other thing. But Emperor Isengrim at one point was a giant nerd and a kindly man, and he was interested in the fact that the islands appear to be alive. And he was a doting father to Zenobia.
Also, hey, now I can in fact break the shields. That makes things so much more easier.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Shiny.
A chest that shines deserve to be opened.
Whoop, attack speed went up.
Useful.
Yes. Oh no, my shield! I'm naked! Hey!
This is an awful lot of dudes, I'm just saying.
That's an awful lot of monkeys with guns. Except they're not monkeys, they're crows. Well,
And there are
ravens.
no guns.
Yeah, only Zool. I'm pretty sure Zool would work in this setting too.
There was
given-
something there, sour in the air. Like the earth had ruptured.
Given what I know about this
from
setting,
a
yes,
long time.
Zool would fit in quite nicely. Oh, fire door.
Come on, baby, light my fire.
Come on, baby, light my fire.
Maybe.
Hey,
Follow my
Devin, you
nose.
blew fire. No, my mistake. It's only hot air.
You almost never saw wild gogglers together like this. The toads had to train them not to peck each other to death. So these used to be imperial
Whoops.
gogglers.
Ow.
The ravens were up ahead.
My splanch.
But he's not an alien.
Or is he?
I'm going to assume no. Unless you count anthropomorphic critters as aliens. I don't know.
Or is he?
Why don't you guys fight in groups? Oh, I know. Because there's no I in team.
Hardy, hardy, har. You know where there's also no I? cat.
There is no I in Splanch.
I still expect to see a photograph of this so-called Splanch.
So many people are going to be so confused. Because it's a reference to something that's, like, not recorded and not a video on the internet.
So what is it?
Magical jewel.
A vital organ.
Bernardo couldn't wait to find a workbench.
Yay, my physical resistance went up. Oh, okay, this is just,
The stone hadn't lied about what it could do for him. With each raven he cut down, he felt a jolt of power flowing into his arm. "You're weak," whispered the stone. "The core will kill you." "Are you afraid of it?" "No, don't be ridiculous," it chuckled. But it's unstable. It will poison you if so much as carry it, and if you try to use it, it will explode catastrophically. Bernardo didn't.
Also, it'll give you a really nasty
trust in
bunion.
his head. He went onwards.
You're not gonna be able to walk right for weeks.
I don't remember which truth this ending will give us. I just remember this ending was really, really fun.
Of course there was a puzzle. You couldn't expect a transcendent emperor to bury a god's eye in a leather sack where anyone could pick it up.
Okay, I think you have to hit the switch on, yeah.
I'm just smart. I'm just smart. Yes, Marty. Yes, Marty. I don't need you right now, Alter. I haven't evolved yet.
Into a Polyrath.
Wouldn't he evolve into a Ninetales?
Hmm.
Or whatever Fennekin's final form was again? Delphox?
Delphox. And then there's, whatever Nickit Fox thing
Diesel?
evolves and... Yeah. That thing's adorable.
It is. It's just basically just a fox, but it's so cute. Actually,
It's kind
actually considering he's more the fighter, maybe he would be a Lucario.
Post your thoughts in the comments, people.
Yeah, true, he's not blue. I know that's one of the Pokemons I associate with you. Hi there.
As he approached the core, the stone became hysterical. No, it's too much power. We'll rip a hole in space and time. He had a sudden vision of plunging his gauntlet into the core and dying in anguish. That wasn't his vision, was it? The stone had sent him its darkest fears, hadn't it? He had a sudden impulse to do exactly that. He raised his right fist and plunged it into the core. There was a rush of light. He thought he could hear the stone screaming. And then he passed out. When Ronaldo came to, the core was gone. But the Iblis stone was no longer black, but glowing with a blue light. And it was silent. "I can't
Interesting.
hear you," he sang out. And, "You?" It didn't answer. "Ha!" he said. He had defeated the demonic gem with the power of his mind. He felt invincible. It was time to attack the Imperial outpost on the Nexus. Take the battle to the enemy. But among the huge crystals, there was also an observatory. A wise man would probably ask the scientists exactly what they had first. How wise was he?
Oh, now where do we go?
Let's see here.
Like, we could beat them up. or we could get some knowledge.
We should get some knowledge, I think.
Okay. Now we go speak to Frog
As the
Fuchsius.
Farfarer made its way toward the Nexus, Bernardo could see tiny sparks in the blackness.
Eventually we'll find a
of
little
the
cloud
Iblis
person,
Stone.
and he'll find out he's
As
not a
if
frog.
Somewhere within it, the core was still spitting out energy, which the Iblis Stone sucked in hungrily.
Nom
You'd
nom
think
nom
the
nom
stone
nom.
would want this kind of power, wouldn't it? Thought Renardo. Well, the scientists would explain it all.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this will give you the Iblis Stone truth or the core
He'd
truth.
trusted his gut, and it had worked out. That's what it meant to be a hero. To ignore the naysayers and the odd makers, and do what you knew was right, and have it turn out to be the right thing. Well, he wasn't worried. Once he got to the observatory, the scientist toads could explain it. Then he could carry the war into the enemy's camp and destroy them all. Oh dear, he was getting a little bloodthirsty, wasn't he? Hope his hook didn't break.
I'm sure that's fine. I'm sure there's nothing to worry about.
Nah, I mean we took care of the scary stone. It's docile now.